Salute, MobTube. How is everybody tonight? Um, Wanted to come on and talk for a little bit with you guys. Gunsmoke will be joining me. Wanted to talk about the most recent MobTube events. A little more positivity, I think, which is always a good thing. These fights and all this nonsense gets old. So anytime an issue gets resolved, it's a good day. Because when we all fight, only a couple of people win. How is everybody? Brooklyn Bounce, Yankees for life. Miss Can't Be Wrong. How you doing? I'm gonna get to what I'm gonna get to in just a minute. I'm waiting for Gunsmoke to join me. Pasha Morris. I know it does. Trust me. Nobody gets more tired of it than me or whoever else is involved. At the time, it gets exhausting. Rolex and race cars. Tom Lochner. Hello, Tom. Rolex and race cars. Glad to see you guys here. We're getting some more people in here now. So Shanna is doing well. We just watched what I consider a good movie. Edward Everett, how are you, my friend? Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Ben Vuoto. Hello all. How you doing, Ben? BK Shallon Finest. Let me bring this filthy son of a bitch on real quick.
Hey, what's up, man?
Chilling.
What do you hear? What do you say?
Oh, you know what? Hold on, bro.
What?
I'm gonna what do you hear? What do you say? I'm gonna put my earbud in so our sound isn't all messed up.
All right.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah. Let me
connect. All right. Now we're good. So I just watched the movie with Shanna after dinner. It was called Bullet.
Bullet? I got that on VHS. I love that movie.
Not that.
Oh, not that one? You motherfucker. Oh, I know what you're talking about. No. Okay. There's two bullets.
Bullet Head.
Bullet Head.
No. This is called Bullet Head. You never heard of it?
No, I never heard of that.
I didn't either until tonight.
Bullet Head. What the fuck
it
is that?
A movie with John Malkovich.
Oh no.
And I can't remember the other dude's name. But it's every now and then. It takes about 3 hours usually to find a good movie on Netflix to watch. Yeah. I say anywhere from 3 to 5 hours of just going through video after video until you find one that looks like it's even a semi good idea. And every now and then you find one. And Bullet Head is a good one.
I gotta check it out.
It's Adrian Brody, Antonio Banderas, and John Malkovich.
Yeah, Adrian Brody's a good actor, man.
Bullet Head. Yeah, Bullet Head.
Oh,
yeah,
2017. Okay.
Yeah. That's a good movie, man. Watch it or else.
Oh, it's on Netflix though, right? I don't have Netflix, boy. I got that bullshit Amazon Prime.
Unprepared again.
Always, my whole life. Story of my life.
Hello, U.S. Army Combat Medic. Thank you for your service, sir. I will tell Shannon you said hello, Brooklyn 17.
Yes, send my regards.
And I will tell her all the rest of you said hello, too.
Yes, please.
Why not?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I just took myself out of here. Let's see.
You did?
They reminisce over you. Watch the Salton Sea FBS. What is that?
There is salt in the sea. Sea salt. Laffy Taffy.
I never saw that, U.S. Army Combat Medic. Maybe I'll check that out. Code of the Streets. What's up, bro?
Oh, Code of the Streets. What's up, my guy? That's my guy.
I appreciate that. The positive vibes, man. Thank you.
Yeah, he's a positive dude, man. Good guy.
Jen said, "Hi, my Herb."
Jen, where you been? I missed you. I love you. What's up? I'll always be your Herb, sweetheart.
So yeah, check out that nose on Adrian Brody. Huh? Wow.
It's like what they say in The Sopranos is like a canopy. It's like a natural canopy or something.
He's the only guy I know who could smoke a cigarette in the rain.
Yeah.
Without an umbrella.
That was it.
Yeah.
There we go.
So that's a good recommendation, guys. I think you'll like that. That was a really good movie. Me and Shanna both enjoyed it very much. So what did you have time to catch up on today, Mr. Smoke?
Besides work, I caught up on some MobTube. I was watching some guy on IG right now, having fun driving around. I was watching Stacks earlier. I was watching Jimmy he was on for a few hours today. And
Yes,
you both had Tony Pizza on. I caught you with Tony Pizza on, and then trying to figure out the whole StreamYard shit with Jimmy. And then everybody went to Jimmy, and then Tony Pizza called in over there. They settled.
Yeah, that's one of the things I wanted to talk about today.
Yeah.
See, every now and then we get to squash a little beef, do away with some of the bullshit, the fighting.
Yeah.
And today it was funny because I was on live. Jimmy was on live at one point too, while I was trying to help him figure out the whole dropping a link in the chat thing.
Yeah.
It's not as easy for him, I guess, because of his laptop. He can't really paste it.
Oh,
I had to have him type it in. Just type the link in, you know what I mean?
He needs a mouse. It works with the mouse.
Yeah, he's got to get a mouse, absolutely. That's what I did.
Yeah.
So, but then, I went on, and then Tony Pizza comes on, and he's kind of talking about Jimmy a little bit, and I'm like, you know what? This is actually a good time because Jimmy's trying to bring people on. He's got the link in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Just why don't you go over and talk? Because I don't want anything being said about Jimmy. Like, I don't want fighting about Jimmy and shit on my show. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, of course. Yeah.
So I figured, why not just talk it out with Jimmy? So he went on there, and it looked like it worked out. Tony basically told him, look, I was busting balls. I like to stir the pot. It gets views.
He was honest. So I appreciated that. He was honest.
I actually did too. Yes. Yeah. I would rather people just say that. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
So it looked like they talked for a little, but Tony was breaking up quite a bit.
Yes, really
I think
bad.
he's in the mountains or something, he said. Yeah, he was breaking up on my show too. But yeah, I saw him saying something about Stacks then after that.
Yeah, he's going after Stacks. Stacks was talking to, Stacks don't care about that.
Yeah, so just when you knock one down, one beef, another one sprouts right up, I guess.
Yeah.
But
it wouldn't be MobTube otherwise.
Yeah, at least, it'll be two less people going at each other.
Yeah.
Listen, everybody can have their feelings about whoever they want, but you have to agree to some extent. I know it's fun for a lot of people to watch, but for us, the guys who actually got to participate in these fights, it is not fun. Gunsmoke got a little taste of it for about 10 minutes on a show. Tell me that wasn't exhausting, Gunsmoke.
It was a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, imagine every fucking day. Every day. Who am I going to fight with today? What did this guy say about me today?
You don't know what you're going to wake up to.
Yeah, how many videos are out there? You're talking about me, trashing me. You know what I mean? People trying to dig up dirt on you. It gets exhausting, man. So you don't have to necessarily forgive someone. You certainly don't have to like any of that. You just got to get to the point where you say, okay, you know what? This isn't worth it anymore.
Yeah.
Let's come to some sort of agreement. And that's what a lot of guys, are doing now. And it's good. It's good because we don't need all the drama all the time. It takes away from other things.
It went too far for a while there. Yes. It was getting sketchy there for a while. It's good
Yeah.
things that they calm down a little bit. I understand it wouldn't be MobTube without the drama, but it's good to chill every once in a while, and you don't have to get along, but there's enough room for everybody here on MobTube. So
Yeah, and the drama definitely is part of it, but it's one thing for it to be part of it. It's another thing for it to be all of it. You know what I
that's
mean?
true, yeah.
So it's
Because
like,
that's not what we're here for. That's not what we originally intended or set out to do.
now I had one target when I started this channel.
Yes.
One target.
Well, he's gone. You chased him off of YouTube. Everybody did.
And his name rhymes with daylight. And yeah, and now it's it's
I was gonna
spread
say
out.
A
Everybody
fire.
hates each other.
A fire.
Yeah, it rhymes with that too. AS Muncher, nice name. $4.99. Thank you. Tony said he has run out of stuff to say. No kidding. LOL. Yeah, I heard him say that actually. I heard him say it.
I think we all have.
And listen, it happens to me all the time. I'll spend an entire day just thinking about what I'm going to talk about that night. Yeah. Unless I just do one of those impromptu shows like earlier. Earlier was funny, Gunsmoke, because I wasn't even going to come on. But I was trying to walk Jimmy through the process.
Yeah.
So I kind of had to have each one of us create a live show without actually going live.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting in here and I'm like, I'm trying to explain to them what to do. And I look over and I'm like, oh shit, there's people waiting. Like they think there's a show coming on.
Yeah. It's kind of early for you to do a show too. I was surprised. I was working. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta listen to this.
Hello?
Uh-oh. Hey, don't talk about me on your live, all right? Don't be talking about me. I hear what you're saying. I'm watching. I don't
It's all good, but hey, I'm on live. Can I give you a call tomorrow? Yeah. All right.
Yo, Edward, what up, Edward?
All right, I will. I'll tell him now. All right, bro.
What's up, Carlos?
Peace. Black Handprint Mafia says hello, everybody.
Black Hand. Oh, what's up? What's up?
Yeah, that was him. We were talking earlier, and he had to call me back. But yeah. So he says hello. That's another thing. I didn't ban Black Handprint Mafia. I didn't block him.
Did he deserve to be blocked? Did he do anything to get
what
blocked?
it was, see, Black Handprint Mafia, RJ wasn't aware of the fact that people will take your logo, your avatar, whatever you want to call it.
Pretend it's you.
Yeah, so I'm looking earlier when I'm doing that show. I'm looking and I'm like, this dude is saying shit that RJ would never say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That he would never say. So I'm like, that's not him. So I blocked him. But then he was actually watching the show and he saw somebody say FBS just blocked Black Handprint Mafia.
Yeah.
So I was like, bro, no, not you, man. It was your imposter. It was somebody pretending to be you. Oh, I look blurry, guys, for real?
Well, you look blurry to me. I don't have no glasses.
Oh, yeah, you can't see shit.
Nah.
No, I never saw Vault, but isn't that on Netflix right now? I think I saw it on there, but I haven't watched the movie. Yeah, Black Handprint Mafia. RJ is the man, without a doubt. Yeah, he'll be on my show eventually, hopefully.
Can't have radio silence. You got to keep talking.
I'm just reading comments. Well, that's what you're here for, my friend.
It's a number. Yeah, but I'm reading too.
You deleted the first comment from the fake Black Handprint Mafia. Yeah, he was getting out of hand a little bit. So, it's like, and besides, you don't want to have imposters anyway. They're just a pain in the ass.
Yeah, definitely. There's usually one guy that goes around talking shit about me, talk shit to me, and then today I see him in a chat and he's talking nice to me. So I don't know who the fuck is who anymore.
Who do you want to say who that is?
No, I don't want to say who it is, but it's not it's a guy who's usually around here. Usually he's talking shit, but today he was nice. I don't know if it was him or not. Who the fuck knows?
Well, you know, I saw somebody, and if he pops up in here tonight, I'm gonna say a couple things about this dude. But there's one guy who's been in here since day one. You'll all know who he is, and this dude is a fucking snake,
Oh god.
like no snake I've ever met before, man. He says some wild shit in other people's chats, and then when he's in here, it's like I'm his best friend, man. It's amazing. Oh my god,
There's a
what a
few of those
fucking
going around. There's a
what
few
a
of those.
backstabber. I never understood the mentality of a two-faced person like that. Like,
Yeah,
I either like you or I don't like you. But I am never going to act like I like you and then talk
exactly.
shit about you behind your back.
Yeah,
Never.
I agree. Yeah. And there's a lot of them going around. I exposed one of them too. I take screenshots of these fuckers in different chats. They don't know. And I show people
Yeah,
who
and this,
matter.
this particular guy, he was in somebody's chat the other night and he was talking about Lee. Right. And he said something about Lee has a reputation, or no, Lee destroys reputation, something like that. And
Yeah.
he said FBS had to rebuild his whole show.
Okay.
When?
When did that happen?
I haven't rebuilt my whole show yet. What the fuck are you talking about? I
You
had to
have to start from
rebuild my whole show.
scratch. You deleted
Yeah,
all
when
your
did I have
videos?
to? I don't know what he's talking. He had to rebuild his whole channel. What the fuck have you been watching? Same channel. All the videos are up. What did I rebuild?
Damn, I
But
look like
this
shit
dude,
today.
man, if he knows who he is, I honestly, he plays games anyway. He's constantly lying about shit, making promises he can't keep. So I'd rather be done with this dude
That's
anyway.
what trolls
So
do, right?
if you hear me, bro, do me a favor and just stay away. Go in other people's chats, but I don't need you.
Oh man.
Let's see what else. Oh, U.S. Army Combat Medic (FBS). Did you hear that? Did you hear word that a film about the DeMeo crew is in the works? No.
Nice. I hope they do it
No,
right.
but yeah, hell yeah, that would be awesome.
Hell yeah. The Gemini Lounge. That would be a great movie.
Me and Gunsmoke could play a bald version of Joey Testa and Anthony Center.
Before and way before. Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to do some acting. Why not? Like to be in a movie.
Yeah, man. You never know. Someday, maybe. Let's see. Let's see. No, it wasn't even Nick, man. I don't know. I don't want to call the dude out just yet for my own reasons, but if I see him in here, I definitely will. Yeah, I don't know. I don't, Pasha. I have no idea what the dude was talking about. I'm like, did people just make shit up? I had to rebuild
Yes,
my
they
show.
do. No, they do make shit
Man.
up.
Yeah, I know. I know.
No, they really do.
Absolutely every day. Boston Balls is what Brooklyn was built on. Yeah. Yeah, snakes, man. It's weird, man. People are strange.
Yes, on this YouTube, yes, they are.
Listen, man,
Right.
maybe it's just me. I really believe in just being a real person, being like, hey, if I don't like you, I'll just tell you I don't like you, or
Yeah.
whatever it is. But to just go in other people's chats and then you think people don't see this shit, like it's fun. And I don't even have to see. I don't watch a lot of other shows at all anymore. Maybe one or two. But
Yeah.
people will send me screenshots and be like, look what this guy's saying. You know what I mean? And people told me this dude was no good before, but I guess I should have listened. You live and you learn.
That's my motto. I always learn the hard way. My whole life.
Yeah. That's how it's got to be sometimes. The U.S. Army Combat Medic knows. So did you get to see? I'm taking credit for Tony and Jimmy possibly.
Yeah, you kind of set that whole thing up.
Yeah, I'm taking absolute 100% credit for that. Now, I don't know if they'll ever speak again. I don't know. I know that it seems as though there won't be any shit talking between the two of each other, so that's good.
I had to take a 15-minute break at work. I was like, hold on, I got to take a quick 15, man, to go outside and listen to this shit when Tony was coming on. I thought it was going to be fireworks, but they spoke like gentlemen to each other, so I thought it was good.
Yeah, look at this. This guy. Fucking Black Handprint Mafia. Bro, you are You are the man. You did not have to do that.
Yeah, wow, that's all. That's a beautiful thing right there. That's beautiful.
Thank you so much, though, man. That is that's awesome. Thank you, man. That's a good dude, bro.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Knowledgeable too, man. He's a
How could you
smart
hate a
guy,
guy like
man.
that?
I know. I was on the phone with him for a while, like an hour today, man.
Is that why I don't hear from you no more, you prick?
No, it was right after the whole right after the whole thing. Like I didn't even really get to watch Tony and Jimmy talking live
Oh no.
because like uh Black Handprint Mafia, he called me real quick to see if I had blocked him, because there was confusion.
Yeah.
So then I was on the phone with him for like an hour or so. So I went back and watched Jimmy's show. It was cool to see because Jimmy's really been wanting to have people to be able to interact with people, talk to people from the neighborhood. And Black Handprint's channel is awesome. That dude is a historian, man.
I think I'm subscribed already. Let me check.
That's funny, common sense. What was I gonna say? Oh,
yeah, I'm already
yeah.
Yeah.
Better be, goddammit. Yeah, his videos are great, man. The one with John Gotti and Frankie Cali. That shit.
Yeah, I see it right here. He got a lot of views on it too.
Yeah, man, because it's good, man. He knows what he's doing. He knows his stuff well. So I didn't get to watch the whole thing. I still haven't finished it because Jimmy was on for a while. But I saw Jimmy Sorelli came on. That's my boy right there.
That was cool.
He had a lot of good people on, just talking and interacting. So I told Jimmy he should keep doing that because that show he did the other day. That was 2 hours.
Yeah, that was great.
I think that was his best show.
Yeah, and he was being himself. He showed the little bag and all that. Joking around. That was funny, man.
And he got a lot of I just lost mid fucking sentence, lost my train of thought.
Well, that guy Johnny the Greek too. He said the same thing. He said that was the best show he ever had from Jimmy the other day, the 2-hour show.
I agree 100%, man. He put out so much information. Like I learned so much just from watching that one. You know what I mean? That show is the show that gave me the idea to do a show later on about like farm teams and stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's good shit, man.
He needs to do more lives. It was good because it was live. He was talking to the people, answering questions and all that. So that's why it was so great. He needs to do more of that, I think. I'm not telling him what to do with his show.
Yeah, I said the same thing, man. I was like, you should see, we don't know, man. Like Jimmy's just like the rest of us. Like we can't judge ourselves or you know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like I'll tell you, like Black Handprint Mafia, RJ. He was telling me shit today about myself that I don't take notice of. You know what I mean? And it's good to hear sometimes. Like I appreciated that.
Some feedback.
Yeah, definitely, man. So yeah, Black Handprint Mafia is the man. Thank you again, bro. So yeah, I didn't get to see Jimmy's whole show today, but it's cool. You know what I mean? Like that's why I shut my show down right away. I'm like, everybody's gonna want to see.
Jimmy.
Even I wanted to go watch just to see. But unfortunately, the only thing that sucked, man, is there was no like Tony's signal was so fucked up.
Yeah, that kind of ruined it a little bit.
Yeah, they couldn't really talk like that. But it was all good.
Even Smoking Tommy was on the show today too. Smoking Tommy was there. That's funny.
I know. I was glad to see Smoking Tommy in there. Carlos, did you drop Black Handprint Mafia's link? I think you did. I think that's the link you dropped. Let me know.
I should have done that. I went to the guy's page. I'm right here.
Monday night with the Sorellis, St. Elizabeth. Yes, we're gonna keep doing that. This coming Monday, I'm not sure because I'm gonna be on someone else's show. So I don't know if we could do it this coming Monday, but the following Monday.
You got secrets, huh?
Well, I don't. It's not really a secret. I just don't know if he announced it yet, so I don't want to. Let me see. Hold on. I'll be right back. Let me check.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck
no, it
this,
doesn't. Yeah, no, not yet. So,
all right, we'll keep it a secret until you're ready.
yeah, I just don't. I'm weird about, man, anything I think might be somebody else's business,
Yeah, of course.
or even if it's my business, but it's somebody else's too.
You want to
I
remain
just don't
tight-lipped.
speak about it.
Yeah.
Even something as silly as whose show I'm going to be on. I'm just weird like that, man. I don't know.
Just be on the lookout. Stay tuned, MobTube.
Yeah, yeah. So what else? What do you think about today's events, my friend?
Well, I thought that was pretty cool on Jimmy's show. It was good to see Code of the Streets on Stax's show. That was cool.
What, today?
Yeah, just
Oh
a
shit,
little
I
while
missed
ago.
it.
Yeah.
Well, I was watching the movie.
Oh, okay.
I don't even think I got a notification for that though. I wonder why.
No, I don't know.
But
There was
so
another show I watched. But yeah, go on.
it almost appears that for the most part everybody's kind of making amends to some extent. You know what I mean? Saying, you know what, fuck it.
Not 100%, but yeah, there's guys out there making peace.
Well, who we got left that's beefing?
Uh, well, I don't know because I don't listen, but I stopped listening. I stopped caring. There's got to be. I'm sure the pricks are up to the usual selves out there.
Yeah, I know Gunners is going pretty hard at me. At least he was
Oh,
last night.
oh man.
Yeah, but it's like it's no big deal. I mean, it's honestly not even worth answering. He's
Yeah.
like averaging like 500 views a video.
Well, now you gave him
So,
content for tomorrow.
well, my troll channels get more views. So what's the fucking point?
That's a good one. That was a good one.
What's the point, bro?
Yeah.
I'll just let him just keep talking shit. Nobody's listening.
Yeah.
I don't care.
But that's why these guys say your name because nobody's listening. They want people to listen.
I guess
You
so.
know?
I guess so. It's odd. It's very odd. Um,
Keep
wait, what
burping
did
up.
this guy say? Hold on. I just saw something that caught my attention.
Thank you, Johnny.
Damn, where the hell did it go?
Yeah, you were reading shit earlier. I'm like, where the fuck is he reading that?
This might have been way up there, and I just don't realize it. I don't know. Oh yeah, I can't even find it.
Go home and
I
get your
think
shine box.
I think it was way up at the top or something. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know who's left, who's beefing, but it seems like things have calmed down quite a bit on MobTube.
Yeah. Well, if you don't feed into it, what is there to say after a while? It gets old, you know?
This is true.
But something always happens, and some prick is going to open his mouth, and then it's going to start up over again. You'll see. Let's hope not, but
Well, that's why we have to master the art of not listening.
yeah,
You know what I
definitely.
mean?
Yeah,
Let people talk. That's why I liked what Tony Pizza said earlier. Tony Pizza was like, he told Jimmy, "Look, I was breaking balls. It gets
yeah,
views." He said I run out of stuff to say. Now, if everybody would just admit that shit, because a
yeah,
lot of people do that, man. Not everybody, but a lot of people do that shit for that reason. The only difference is Tony was willing to admit it. Plus, Tony's channel is fairly new. So,
yeah.
okay, if you're using it to build up your channel, whatever. But when you got 6,000, 7,000 subscribers, you still got to do that.
It's funny.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I really appreciated him being honest, man. He was honest the night he spoke to you too. When he apologized, he was very honest. So I do
Yeah.
respect that about the guy. You got to respect that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. BK Shallon Finest, I just say let Tony and Stacks do each other in and
Oh God.
do us a favor. LOL. And that's that. Not a fan of Stacks, huh? Let's see. Yeah, Black Handprint Mafia is a good dude, man. I don't even know if I read it, but he said, "Be great, bro. I'm proud of you." Yeah, the dude is he's accomplished a lot in his life, man. I don't know if you know that, Gunsmoke.
No, I have no
I want to
idea.
have him. I want to have him come on and talk about some of
Yeah.
the things he's involved in and some of the things he's done in the past. Very good dude.
I could answer that for you, Armored Combat Medic, at another time. I can't even talk tonight. I'm so tired.
What?
No, U.S. Army Combat Medic wants to know who were the 10 most dangerous mob guys in history of the Mafia, in your opinion?
Say that again. The 10 most dangerous
mob guys of all time in history, in your opinion?
That's a good one.
That's a long list, but I have a few guys of mine.
Al Capone.
Okay.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
You know how many people got Al Capone had killed?
Oh my God. Probably hundreds, man. Hundreds and hundreds. Yeah. Crazy times back then.
Yeah, and then see in history, that's a hard one, man. Because you definitely got to go way back, like with
There's
Capone,
so many. Yeah.
Even of the more modern guys, like some of the guys I was going to be talking about in some of those short videos and stuff. Like, it is Frank C. That is a whole show. Yeah, he's right. But I mean, Tommy Karate, Gas Pipe,
Roy DeMeo,
without a doubt.
Carmine Galante was feared.
Yeah.
Nicky Scarfo, the most ruthless boss in history.
Absolutely.
I mean, his first hit, he fucking chopped off some guy's balls and put it in his mouth. You know that story. Him and Skinny Razor DeTulio.
Yeah, Skinny Razor. Greg the Grim Reaper Scarpa.
Yes.
You were right. Shinebox, absolutely. He said save that shit for a show. Maybe I should.
Yeah, you should. It's a whole show right there. He's right.
You know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to save it for a show. You
Good
guys
question.
can drop suggestions if you'd like. But.
Good question, U.S. Army Combat Medic. Your whole name is like a big sentence to say. You got to shorten that name, damn it. I got a speech impediment.
I don't know if I asked you to be a part of the show I did about the farm teams and stuff.
You called me and I was like, I don't know much. I talked about the 5 Points gang a little bit with you, and then I kind of flaked on you.
What do you think about did you watch it? You probably didn't even watch it.
I watched a little part of it, yeah, and you guys were talking shit about Tupac Shakur.
Who was? I wasn't.
No, you were, but there was people talking shit in the chat, I think.
All right, so out of all those crews, who would you say you think was the most vicious?
Damn.
Most dangerous?
I don't remember about all the guys you talked about. You were talking about a lot of guys, a lot of crews I didn't even know about. You were talking about a few of them. Did you talk about I mean, everybody knows the Rampers. I know they were ruthless, but
yeah, there was like, of course, 5 Points gang. There was the Rampers. There was the Fulton Rockaway boys, the New Springville boys, the Ozone Park boys, the Giannini crew, the Bath Avenue crew.
You had the Liberty Posse kicking ass. The Liberty Posse was out there kicking ass in Ozone Park.
Yep.
I don't know. It's a tough one, man. I mean, I think they're all just as ruthless. I mean, they're farm teams, right? So they're just on the come up. I mean,
I think they're more ruthless in a way because
you think so?
Yeah, because they're not necessarily playing by rules in a lot of, you know what I mean?
That's true too.
They're kind of a loose cannons. They're young guys.
Yeah.
And you know how it goes, bro. It's like you never been locked up, have you?
No, the longest I've been locked up is 17 hours, and it was the longest 17 hours of my life.
Well, I'll tell you, like the most dangerous prisons, whatever you want to call them, jails, a lot of the time are where these juveniles are.
Yeah.
You know, these kids, man, because they're fucking nuts, bro. Like kids don't have like that concept of consequence, I guess. Like they don't, you know what I mean?
Like
They
conscience. They don't have like they have a conscience, but it's like you just don't give a fuck, bro. You don't give a fuck about anybody's feelings or what they think. You're just gonna do you, and you think you got the world by the balls. You think you know it all, and at that age,
yeah.
at
Yeah, and
least that's
like
how
I
I was.
said, like having a concept of consequence. Like they don't feel kids always feel like, you know how it was when you were young, man. It's like you feel like you're gonna get away with anything. You're invincible.
Yeah,
You could do whatever the
exactly.
fuck you want.
Yeah,
And that's a lot of like the inner cities and shit, man. Like the city I lived in for the last 25 years or so.
yeah,
Um Everybody in that city, well, not everybody, but I mean, most of the killings, every time there's a murder, most of the times when there's a shooting, it's a kid between like 15 and 22.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like those are the ones you got to watch out for, is the young guys.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
So, and I'm not saying back then, you know, it's the old heads too and everything. It's just that the point I'm trying to make is that, you know, the younger guys, the kids, um,
Well, they don't have
they're
wisdom.
more,
They don't
yeah,
have
they're
wisdom.
quicker to pull a trigger. They're quicker to
Yeah,
do wild shit like that, man, because they don't see they don't look, you know, ahead. They don't think about consequences as much.
yeah.
Um
It's
oh
true.
yeah, Bay Parkway Boys I didn't mention. Yeah, the Bay Parkway Boys, the Purple Gang.
The Purple Gang from Detroit. Yep. Okay. Can't
Yeah.
forget about them.
Westies were vicious, yeah, but
The
the
Westies,
Westies weren't
but they
they
weren't
weren't
a
really a
farm
farm
team.
team. No.
They did contract work though. They did
Yeah,
contract
yeah.
work.
Oh, absolutely. The Westies were fucking.
Uh,
I love In State of Grace. You've seen State of Grace, right?
no, I mean I've heard of it, but I never
Oh,
saw it. There's a lot of classics I haven't seen. You son of a bitch. You motherfucker.
every time you answer a question wrong, that's what I did when you said you didn't read Murder Machine.
Yeah, I know.
The
I'm a
West
two-time loser.
State of Grace, bro, is the best fucking movie. And there's a scene where he
Who's in
takes
there?
Sean Penn,
Okay, Sean Penn.
Nicole Kidman, Ed Harris, Gary Oldman, not Nicole Kidman. I always get that wrong, but Gary Oldman, Ed Harris. What's her name?
Ed Harris is cool. I'll tell you right now who it
Sean
is.
Penn, of course. If I didn't say
Oh,
that,
is that Alicia Silverstone? No.
no, no. Uh,
I don't know who that is, bro. Nobody knows who that is. That is no, that's a fake. That's a bootleg Alicia Silverstone.
nah, bro. That's what's her name?
Look at Sean Penn. What a jagoff.
Robin Wright.
Robin Wright. Who the fuck is that, bro?
You should know.
Robin Wright. I know
You see that
Robin
movie, you're
Gibbons.
gonna know who she is, huh?
I know Robin Gibbons.
No, nope.
Oh,
So
oh, I know this
there's
chick.
a
Yeah, yeah.
there's a scene where they go up on a roof, right? And the dude who's like I always compared him to, like, it seemed to me like he was almost playing like a Mickey Featherstone type of role.
Okay.
He brings Sean Penn up on the roof, who is at this point an undercover cop. He was a neighborhood guy. They were friends when they were younger, and you know, obviously he doesn't know that he became a cop. But Sean Penn goes back to the neighborhood and, you know, hooks back up with these guys.
Yeah.
And Gary Oldman brings him up onto the roof, and he has a refrigerator up on this roof and a freezer. And he opens the freezer and he pulls out a set of hands.
How did I know? How did I know?
Did you hear me tell this story before?
No, I just know. What the fuck is a refrigerator doing on the roof for? Of course, there's a fucking hand or a head in the fucking freezer.
Do you know why he had the hands?
So they couldn't be identified when they found the body? I don't know. What the fuck? He's jerking off with it?
Um,
What was he doing?
what they would do, I know. No, Featherstone is not in jail.
No, he
Absolutely
ratted.
not.
No, he's not in jail.
Yeah, he's been in witness protection for decades.
He
He's
did a
old,
lot of
man. He's like
yeah.
He's like 73. But no, what they would do, bro, and he explains this to Sean Penn, is they would keep those hands in the freezer, right? Then when they would commit a murder, they would take the gun, wrap the hands all over it, all around it, get the fingerprints all over it, and then ditch the gun. And then the cops are looking for a dead guy.
Sick fucks.
No, brilliant.
Yeah, that is brilliant. But, you know,
Brilliant.
they say when you're a genius, you're not too far off from being insane. You know?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The 42 gang for the Chicago outfit. Now,
yes,
them I never heard of.
I've heard of them. I read about them.
Yeah, one area of mob history I'm definitely lacking in, I've said it before, is Chicago.
I think Tony Spilaccio was part of that gang. I think maybe even Frank Collada too.
There you go.
Yeah, a lot of the guys from the outfit came from that gang. I think even Giancana was part of that. He ran that fucking gang before he became boss.
Well, that makes sense then.
Yeah, I think that was the gang. Yeah, Giancana was big with that gang.
Redacted says state of grace trick wouldn't work nowadays. You are correct, sir. Absolutely. Now they'll fucking take DNA off the gun.
Well, nowadays they fucking get DNA from the fucking air now. You walk into a room, they got air particles in the fucking air. The fucking blue light.
It's nuts, man.
Yeah.
It pisses me off when they use when they convict people based solely on like touch DNA and stuff.
Yeah.
Because it can be fucking
tampered with or whatever. Or like
I could shake your hand and my DNA is on your hand, and then you go commit a crime and my DNA is
true
at that crime scene. You know what I mean? Like it's
unfair, really, is what it is. At least give the guy a shot to get away with it. See, back in the day, they used to take the gunpowder from your arms. So guys used to put vinegar on their arms and take a shower with that shit and fucking get it off.
Yeah, you got that from Nicky the Crow, my friend.
Yeah, I did. Fuck you.
He'd say you'd have to take a shower and you'd have to wash with white vinegar.
Yeah. Get it under your fingernails.
Gunpowder out of you.
Yeah.
That was after they went after, who was it in the phone booth? Was it Harry the Hunchback or?
No, I think it was the cat Spirito. The cat. I know they call him. It was his cat.
Spirito?
Pat the cat. Yeah.
Yeah, Pat the cat Spirito.
And also Vincent Falcone when they killed him. Remember? And they killed him in the in the house.
That's the one where Nicky Scarfo bent down and said, "I love this. I absolutely love this."
Yeah, he was drunk out of his mind. Yeah. Good times.
Oh, there you go, Kirk Davis. Good point.
What'd he say?
Frozen hands wouldn't have oils on them, so unlikely to have prints. I think you could still leave prints, though.
Depends how frozen.
Yeah, no shit. You got to thaw them out. Well, he says that, too. You got to thaw them out. Let's see.
Yeah, Riccabini was a fucking legend, too. He was part of the
Harry the Hunchback.
From the beginning. Yeah.
You know when he was made?
In like 1910, 1920 or some shit.
He was 17 years old, bro, when he got made.
Yeah. He lived a long time, too. He was one of the first members.
That dude was a stone cold gangster, bro. Yeah. That guy.
I mean, he had his own crew within the family. They just let him rock like that, until Scarfo came around.
Yeah, absolutely. And they decided to put that street tax in place. And
he didn't want to pay it.
He said, "Fuck that." And there was a war.
Yeah.
You remember that where they're like interviewing him, they're talking to him, and he's talking about I forget who it was who flipped.
He's like, I don't believe in sour grapes. Whatever they did when they ratted on me.
He said, if he would have came to me and told me, he's thinking about cooperating or whatever, I would have
could have spoke about it.
Yeah, we could have spoke. Like he was so soft spoken. He'd kill you in a heartbeat.
He's like, I don't believe in sour grapes.
Yeah. Yeah, he did, man. Shinebox. Yeah, the Hunchback was a beast, man.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, those interviews are great.
I mean, you got to have balls to go to war with Scarfo. I mean, that took balls, He lost the war, but still. And he lost his brothers out of it. Yeah.
Yep, he did not care. I read a lot about him years ago.
Yeah.
What's up, Armchair MBA? How you doing?
Oh, what's up? What's up, Tom? Yeah, I've been catching some of his stuff too lately on MobTube. Good stuff going on.
Yeah, me too. Me too. He's having a lot of good interviews and stuff.
Yeah. That's
Let's
good.
see. Let's see. Armchair MBA, you can join us if you'd like. It's up to you. I'll drop the link in case. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, that dude. What was Harry the Hunchback was like 4'9", right?
Yeah, he was a short little guy. Yeah. If that.
He was
I don't even
fucking
think he was
tiny,
4'9".
man.
Yeah. Well, he was deformed. He had the hunchback. That's why they called him the hunchback. And he was a short
Yeah, I
little
know.
they call him the dwarf too. He was a dwarf.
Yeah.
But he was respected. Well, I guess not fully respected because none of the captains backed him when it was time to make the boss. I think after Bruno died, I don't think any of the captains backed him. So
Let me see.
he wasn't that respected, but
He lived to be 91.
yeah. Year 2000 he died, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just trying to look at how tall he was. I don't remember. I know I've read it before.
Yeah.
Oh, 5 feet tall.
Okay. All right.
Hmm.
I towered over him.
Yeah, he'd make me feel tall.
Yeah.
And nobody makes me feel tall. God damn it. Johnny, yes, sir. Thank you for mentioning that. Everybody, please hit the like button and subscribe if you
Yes.
haven't already. And guys, for the love of God, I'm begging you, please turn on your notification bell.
I have mine on.
I
What's
would
up,
be
Scott?
grateful if you would do that. Hit the bell, hit all, so you get notifications when I'm coming on live or when I drop a pre-recorded video or whatever it may be. What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at what Shinebox said. Gunsmoke is a giant in the field of midgets.
Yeah, he was the youngest made guy at his time. Wasn't he the youngest made guy?
Don't say ever, because then you got Joe Bonanno and then you got Al Capone. So I think Al Capone and Joe Bonanno tie for like the youngest bosses ever of a family. As
No,
far
but
as
I'm talking
made,
about to be made.
yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe Riccabini's up there, but I know another guy who was like 16 years old got made too. And I don't think it was him. I think it was somebody else
I
in
feel
New
like Harry
York.
the Hunchback was the youngest to ever be made. I don't know.
There's one more guy, damn it. I'm telling you, he was from New York. I forgot who it was. He was a teenager.
Oh no, he wasn't 17. He was 18. I read that he was 17.
Oh, he was old enough to
Let's
vote.
see.
There you go. No, I heard of a guy getting made at 16 or 17. Might have been in Chicago or New York.
Yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest.
We got to look into that. We got to do some research because that's very interesting point to make there. That's pretty, a lot of guys don't get made, I guess, until like what, their late 20s, early 30s?
Yeah, it depends. It depends on
Mid-30s?
who it is. Some guys get made younger. Some guys, it takes a long time.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I think it might have even been Nicky Scarfo who got made as a teenager, and his uncles were mad at him, like the Piccolos, because he got made so young, and they had to
Yeah.
wait a long time.
Yeah, let me see what I just. Somebody said, "Who's running the show now?" Genevieve still have the most power. He's asking.
Well, they were
I don't
always.
know.
I think so.
I don't know. Possibly, but the Gambinos now, man. It's basically the Sicilians.
Yeah, old school. They're going
Frank
back to
Cali
old
had
school.
a Frank Cali had a tremendous amount of power, more than a lot of people think.
Yeah. Well, he had ties like family roots to the Sicilians out there.
Oh
Direct
yeah,
roots.
absolutely.
And he was low key. That's the Sicilians for you. They're low key.
No, I don't see you in here, Armchair MBA. Let me drop it again. You know, this was happening with Jimmy earlier. The link that he dropped kept bringing me to a different show. Now, Harry Riccabini was 18, but I'm not positive if he was the youngest mate. I thought he was. But I don't know.
Pretty fucking young to get me.
Yeah.
Damn, I look like shit. I really hate looking at myself on the screen.
Did Ron Previty put the South Philly guys away? Yeah, he certainly helped.
I think so. Maybe he wore a fucking
absolutely.
wire.
Yeah, he testified against Merlino.
Joey Merlino. I used to pick up. I used to drop off loan shark money to Joey Merlino.
Yeah, Armchair MBA. That was happening. That's so weird because that was happening with me and Jimmy when I was trying to help him earlier. He kept sending me. He kept putting the link in the chat, and then the link would take me to an older video that it said was ended. So I don't know why it's doing that. Let me try to email it to you, Armchair MBA. I don't know if that'll make a difference, but
you know what I noticed on that StreamYard too? You got to hit fucking end at the top corner or like end to make sure. Even if you box it out, it's not going to end. You'll still be live. You got to go back in and fucking hit that button. I don't know.
What do you mean? You got to hit end broadcast.
Yeah, end broadcast. But if you don't hit
you
end
can't
broadcast and just exit out, it doesn't end the broadcast. It still goes.
Absolutely.
You actually have to hit end broadcast. Yep. So maybe that's the problem. I don't know what the fuck. I'm just trying to give you suggestions. Fuck you guys.
Oh, what's the attitude, sir?
I'm sorry. It's how I talk, Shay. I keep burping.
Pasha Morris has a fucking point. Thank you so much, Pasha. She said,
What'd she say?
They put themselves away. They trusted an ex-cop. Like, really?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, listen, stand for making Ron Previty to begin with. That's why the argument when they're like, John Veazey couldn't be made. He didn't have an Italian last name. I'm like, bro, Stanford made a cop. What do you mean, an ex-cop?
Yeah, I think it was you that told me that.
John Veazey?
I couldn't believe that, bro. I didn't know he was made. I didn't know that happened. I thought he was just a bodyguard and whatever, an associate. I didn't know that.
Hey guys.
Hey Tom, what's up, bro?
How's everything, fellas?
What's going on?
Not much.
How you doing?
I'm well, man. How you doing? How are you, Chris?
Not bad.
So VC was made, and he was even. I think he was half Italian.
Yeah, he was half Italian.
Made, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people like to argue that. Like I was in a chat, I think it was on Gunner's show months ago, and some guy was in the chat. He was like, "It's not possible. He didn't have Italian last name." I'm like, "Bro, do you know who Chucky Porter is?" Like, you know what I mean? He didn't have an Italian last name. He was the boss of Pittsburgh.
Yep. Yep. You know, the craziest story was with the Rizzutos, that Spanish guy, I think his name was Fernandez. He got his button. He was a Spanish guy. And then he hides out in Sicily. Probably not the best idea, and he got killed.
Yeah, I think he was half Puerto Rican or something. I'm not sure.
I think Spain. I think it was Spain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they got caught on tape saying, I got my button, risottos, everything over there. And then next thing you know, a few weeks ends up dead.
Jesus. Yeah, you can't talk like that.
Well,
depending on who you're talking to.
Also, you guys were talking about Al Capone. Obviously, I don't know if this is true, but when like Capone wasn't like Mafia per se, he wasn't Cosa Nostra. There was the Sicilian Union that was the Jenner brothers and those guys. And what happened was supposedly he didn't get made till like 31.
Oh wow! When he was going to jail, really?
Like before, like what happened was, Lucky coordinated everything here. He obviously won out over there amongst the Italians, everybody else, and then like he was like a necessary evil.
Well, he was part of that.
Had to make him,
yeah. He was part of the commission and all that.
Yeah. So, but I heard he got made very late. There's some people that says he was never formally inducted at all.
But he was one of the youngest bosses. He was like boss at like 25 years old. 26.
Correct. But so was Luciano. Those guys were in their 20s doing all that nonsense, which is insane.
Joe Bonanno.
Meanwhile, 26-year-olds are like shitting their not even in their mother's basement.
Well, nowadays
running syndicates,
I mean, back then you had doctors that were like 19 years old. I mean, Jesus Christ.
I had a guy on. He was a former Bonanno guy. He was born in Sicily, so we were talking about the Sicilian mob. And in the Corleone, the guy who Rena killed was a doctor. Miguel Navarro. He was a doctor. So like
Oh,
over there, it's like different. You know, he was actually
Yeah.
a physician, which is crazy. Crazy shit.
Yeah. What do you think? Because me and Gunsmoke aren't sure. See, I was always under the impression that Harry the Hunchback was the youngest guy to ever be made.
I heard he got made very, very young, and that's traditional Cosa Nostra, where if you're like a bloodline, you get married young. Bonanno like came over like at like a very young age, and Bonanno was a bloodline. So I think Rico Benny was bloodline, and I heard he got engaged very, very young, like in the teens. Yeah, I heard that as well.
Yeah. The Philly guys always they interest me. You know, I know a lot about Philly, and I wish that if it wasn't for copyrights, me and Gunsmoke always joke about this shit.
Yeah.
But I would love to just go over, like, be able to play Philly and Eddie's interviews.
Yeah.
And just do a whole show.
You know what you could do, and you can get away with it because you're not a view guy, you're more of a streamer. What you could do is you can do this, you can stream it live, don't monetize video after, and just do your super chats and whatever. And you can.
Can I do that with music too?
Now you can't get copyright strike doing it live, so do it live, and then just don't monetize it. And then if you give a lot of commentary, you might get away with fair use.
What about music? Can I do that with music during a live?
No,
music you can't.
Okay. Damn it.
Music is different, man. You could play 10 seconds of a song and they'll hit you.
Oh, they'll actually come to you and say, here's your options. Get rid of the whole video or clip this out, and they'll clip it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, but Philly and Eddie.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you should be able to do whether it be Bag Entertainment or whatever, or the one with the wig, and pause it, maybe run it like 0.75 or 125 to stay on the safe side. Yeah. And then you have a pretty good good viewership live. So even do it live and then just don't monetize it, and you can do it.
Yeah, I could talk about those interviews all day, man, because Leonetti is such a fucking character.
He has no self-awareness too, about his wife, why he married her and all that.
Yeah. He's like, what? Just because I killed him?
Yeah.
The guy's like, yeah, Phil, you killed him.
Well, it's not like I killed him just to get with her per se. Yeah.
That wig interview is the best.
Oh my god, it's the best. It's the best.
He looks so ridiculous in that.
He had the best work done. Yeah.
Well, he gets, what's interesting is almost like Philly's got like a bad PR team because he was the first underboss to flip. And he was an underboss, and he was an underboss during the Scarfo regime. They were probably like 60 deep at the time. So this wasn't a small borgata. So the fact that he flipped, I think Sammy flipping kind of usurped some of it, but that was nevertheless, it was still an important flip,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're exactly right too, because when Sammy did it, it's probably a good thing for Leonetti. It took him out of the spotlight as far as, because Sammy was still a bigger figure to some extent, and he was John Gotti's underboss.
Yeah.
But, I always think about too, because a lot of people, I don't know if a lot of people realize, but Leonetti testified against John Gotti too.
Did he?
Well, originally they were going to use him against John until Sammy ratted, and then they didn't really need.
Oh, they didn't use him? I thought they did.
No, they were going to, but they didn't. They didn't in the end. I don't think so.
Oh, I thought. Oh shit!
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's what I read.
Casso said that Sammy poisoned Kuklinski, right?
Yeah, I heard some bullshit like that.
He killed because that Calabro, the cop in
1981,
a trooper actually, or a New Jersey OC guy, and he got killed, and they wanted to pin on Sammy. And I don't think it was in the 302s. And Kuklinski was going to say, "I did it on behalf of Sammy," and then
he drops that. Yeah.
They said the government did it. The government helped him.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah, he was set to testify. Yeah.
I guess I was wrong. I don't know. I can't look it up this quickly.
I thought Leonetti testified. Mafia Prince?
Yeah, I bought the book as soon as it came out. I love that book. I read it like 12 times already.
You know what there is, which is sick, and I don't know how they got away with it. I was going to actually ask Scott Bernstein. The whole audio version is online.
I love it. Yeah.
Up, but it's dope. Yeah.
I love it. The way the guy curses and everything when he's reading is hilarious, bro. I've listened to that like at least 3 times already.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one book I actually read and I didn't listen to on Audible or anything. But yeah, it's on YouTube, isn't it?
Yeah, it's on
actually
YouTube.
Child Government Parts. You know what's weird about the whole thing, and I don't want to get too much because a little bit of a private conversation. But I asked like Bobby Luisi. I said, "Listen," I said, "what the hell?" Like Previty was a Class A scumbag, and
Yeah, he
like
was.
you know how like, and I don't listen. I know, and I'm gonna get shit for it, but like, there's certain people that flipped that like if you didn't know, it's on you. Like Rubio, really, like fucking Previty. I mean, there's certain guys that just ooze slime, and he got thrown under the bus by a Fed that Previty said Irish Mike. That guy's on Value Entertainment. Very good interview. And I think like, and again, this part Bobby didn't tell me, but I think Bobby got pressured to buy from him at Agreed because Philly was getting the money or Ron Prevy's getting money. But he was a Class A dirtbag, man.
He was an arch
Yeah,
criminal,
but
that guy.
that guy did not give a fuck, man.
No,
Like,
he didn't.
He got like $1
Well, he
million
did-
from the government or some crazy amount, right?
$1 million, yeah. I mean,
Or like
he
over
was,
the time, like a lot
Yeah.
of like, a lot of fucking money. And he earned
Yeah.
while he was doing it, which is like a license to steal. I don't know.
Oh yeah, he said he was stealing from everywhere.
Yeah, the
And then he had,
casinos
you know,
everywhere.
Yeah, when he's on that the Trevor McDonald
Yes.
special.
I love that one.
documentary,
Yeah, that was
and
awesome.
He's sitting in that,
don't hide.
yeah, he's sitting in that body shop or whatever it is. He's like,
You
I'm
know.
fucking right here.
He's like, "Come on, motherfuckers, what are you gonna do?"
Yeah. He's like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'm not hiding. I'm
Do you
like,
see-
well,
do you
you gotta-
see? Do you see when Scars was driving?
Yes, in
Look.
Little Italy.
It turned out to be Froggy Gallione. You know Froggy Gallione.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
who it
yeah.
was.
James
Yeah.
Froggy Gallion.
Froggy Gallione was he's a main guy with Lucchese's. Ralph Gallione was a guy allegedly Gotti killed because of the
Yes.
the
The,
Carlo
Nicole.
Gambino's nephew, yeah.
Do you ever wonder like we're just three regular guys, right? We know all this shit, right? What the fuck do the feds know?
a
I
lot
always
more.
wondered that.
A
you
lot
know?
more.
Well,
Yeah.
it's
Your head was
it's
spinning.
well, there was that article the other day about the
Yes.
About what?
FBI listening to Mob
I was
podcast.
happy not to be mentioned.
Really? Wait.
I know. You didn't see
They're,
that
they're
Gunsmoke?
watching MobTube?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
What'd
It
they
was
say?
in the New Yorker.
Yeah. They mentioned obviously Sammy, Mike. They mentioned Calandra.
Wow. Okay.
And I think A-Light. Yeah.
What'd they say
They
about
didn't
them?
mention Panisi.
They did it.
My
They
fucking
didn't mention. They
memory.
didn't mention his, or thank God ours.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
shucks.
but you know they're watching anyway, though.
Oh, 100%. No,
But
my favorite is I was in Gangland like once every week, and I get having him in there, but he would put me in and eviscerate me. Meanwhile, I like looked up to him. He'd be on The Sopranos. I'd be excited. I used to read the column. I would like, I'm like, hey, let's have him on the show. Like, and meanwhile, I like fucking roast the fuck. He even put like a picture of me without a beard. So I'm the worst. I didn't update my LinkedIn in like 20 years. So I didn't have a beard, and it was a while ago. And he goes, "Oh, Tom looks nothing like the guy he is today." Come on, man! I'm a fucking civilian.
Yeah.
But yeah, the PC came after me pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that personally, I mean, the guys that were actually involved are the ones the feds are watching the most.
Oh no,
I
of
wouldn't
course,
doubt it.
Of course.
I wouldn't doubt if they're not watching all of us.
Why are they?
Yeah,
Why are they watching though? They're trying to trip them up in their own words or their own stories. What are they trying
It's
to do?
intel. It's intel.
Oh man.
Like they'll be like and I think you guys could probably test to this. If you're just shooting the shit, or if you have a guest on or something, I do less. You know, like I probably got StreamYard. I did one tonight, but like you'll be like, oh, that guy made or not, and somebody will jump in and be like, oh yeah, that guy got his button 2 years ago, or no, that guy's not made. And I don't know if it's them doing disinformation, trying to tickle the wire, or is it somebody who knows, or somebody who, I mean, this is probably like a gold mine. This is probably like a room of guys with like fucking headphones in there, like bad
With the tape rolling.
like donuts that are like 3 days old, fucking listen to this shit. You know?
Yeah, there's a couple of agents that are working from home just watching YouTube all day. I guarantee.
Best job
But
in the world.
It says in the article too, it kind of gets into the whole psyche of these guys, and
Yeah.
they they learn little things. Like Sammy might tell a story, and they might pick something up from his story that they never really got from
Exactly.
him directly. It might
Yeah.
not necessarily be information, but it might just be a way of doing things, something like that, where they're like, oh, okay.
I have an idea, and this might be a good collaboration. I have a very good friend who is he's Italian American. He's a retired psychologist, had like 6 practices all throughout New Jersey. He came on one of our shows, and we did the psychology for mafioso. I wanted to really dig deep on why guys really get in the mob. We should collaborate. I'm thinking of having him back on. And there's like a school of thought, like, and I hate to use the word, but are rats born or are rats made? I want him to break down like the real reason why people rat. Like, were they always going to do that anyway and they picked the wrong person? Or do you get forced into that? And maybe we could do a collab on that, because that shit interests me. The psychological aspect interests me big time.
Yeah, me too. That sounds like a good idea.
That's a good question, though, FBS. Do you think rats are made or born? You think it's just in
It's
you?
a hard one, man. It's a hard one because, listen, there's guys out there that I knew in the street that always knew that was always their plan. They knew that they had that in their back pocket.
That's
that whenever
crazy.
they got caught doing whatever they were doing, that as long as they had information on other people, or they had people they could set up and controlled buys or whatever, that they had a get out of jail free card. Then there's people who I truly believe, like most people, never imagine in a million years they would rat. Yeah. And then when reality slaps them in the face, they're either scared into it or they just don't give a fuck, whatever it may be. I don't know. It's a hard one, man.
You know what I was thinking? Cuban born says born, and he may be right. I was thinking, imagine there was a law that said you have to serve, if you roll, you have to serve 25% of the longest sentence that you put away. I wonder if people would still rat. So if somebody gets 100 years, you still get 25. I wonder if people would still rat. I think there should be some law or something in there, because the whole respect, and I'm friends with Karen, but respect to her father, putting 19 people away and getting that kind of deal. Some of these deals these guys get, I think they should get a portion. It's almost like, listen, you did it too, and you want to roll, fantastic, great, you're helping out Johnny Law, but I think they should serve a portion of the longest sentence they put away, like 25. And it's got to be meaningful, not like 10%, not 50%, maybe like 25%. And I think that would be more than fair. And I think less people would roll as a result.
Yeah, there'd still be rats, but because there's guys they'll give up their own mother to get out of 6 months in the county.
Yeah,
but it would cut down majorly. I guarantee it. Absolutely.
Well,
people are going to be like,
yeah,
people are going to be like, hey, I'm going to prison anyway.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
well, let me ask you this: we all have kids and stuff, and we're fathers first. I don't care what anybody says, right? So I understand. I could be wrong. Probably the West Side still probably does. But I don't think they send the booster every week or every month to the families that guys are away. I don't think they do that anymore. My thing is, let's think about it this, right? You're going away, you're doing football numbers. You're guaranteed X amount per month, per week, or per month. You know your family's taken care of, right? If you go into Witsack, you're going to go to Ohio. Your family's going to not want to go. Do you really want to go? I think more guys would put their family first and say, you know what? Let me go away. Let me get them that guaranteed money, and I think you'd have less people flip, because people put their family first, and that's a way. If you're a real honorable guy, don't get me wrong, you should not betray your brothers, but you definitely shouldn't betray your family.
Yeah. Well, I never understood that when I hear these cases. Like, who knows if Mikey Scars is telling the truth when he says that about how they cut off his money and all that.
Yeah.
But I never understood why the mob would do that in any circumstances. If you know somebody has information about you, not only do you do everything you can to get them out, but while they're in there, you keep them as comfortable as possible.
Yeah, make them happy. Yeah.
That's what I never understood. And then also,
even in the street, even with drug dealers in the street, if we knew somebody went to jail, we would do anything we could to bail them out. And if we couldn't get them out, we'd make sure they had money on their books, anything to keep them from wanting to tell on us. Yeah.
I don't know. I just, the other part is we did a little live tonight, and I was reading about like the Calabria mob is a little bit entrenched in like religion. They have like their saints are part of an honor society. I was even asked when I was working with John, I said, is there like a religious undertone, like almost like kind of a cabal? He's like, no, it's about making money. If there was like a religious time where you really believed in like that, like religious portion of it, and you were like a higher being, I think less guys would. I know it sounds corny, but less guys would roll as well. Try walking into a Freemasonry.
That's a secret society right there.
That's right.
For hundreds of years.
You know, and that's the other part I think they have some exposure on, because if there's a religious undertone or overtone, and you think you really will burn in hell, you're going to be less inclined, you know?
That's true.
Absolutely.
But Sicily's a whole different ball game, though. Go ahead. Go ahead, FPS.
Well, over there, they go after your family. Like, they don't.
Oh, yeah, they don't give a shit. They'll blow up everybody.
They went like 7 deep. His 2 kids, his fucking uncle, his brother-in-law was close to a people, Kahlo. Close. like boys.
Yeah.
And then at the end, like they're faced off you got to look at the Maxi trial on YouTube. We should do a show on that. They're going at it head and boy, and then they're going on Buschetta, calling him a womanizer, and like it's the best shit ever. Oh my god, it's the best shit ever. But he testified in the U.S. too, Buschetta. He was more like information, but he also testified the Pizza Connection trial as well.
Yeah. Did you ever read? I think I asked Gunsmoke about this before, but Tom, did you ever read Gangsters and Goodfellas?
I didn't hear it's good. Which one was that? I heard about it, but I never read it.
That was like Henry Hill's, like almost a sequel to Wise Guy.
I read Wise Guy, but not that. Was it Nick Pileggi as well, or was it somebody else? You know,
I don't remember, but it was like it kind of picked up where Wise Guy left off. Like it talked about his life in witness protection.
Oh wow,
yeah. And I'll tell you what, when you read that book, it makes you angry, man, because these fucking guys, they enter the program, man, and they got marshals delivering money to them once a month.
Yeah, they get an allowance.
Yeah, they send them out. When they first go into the program and they're under 24-hour day protection, they'll send the marshals out. Henry would send them out to the supermarket with a list, steaks, lobster tail, everything. They'd bring the food back. He'd cook for everybody. They got him a house. They took him to a car dealership. They got him a car. I mean, it's unbelievable the way they're taken care of.
You see Sammy recently? He's like, oh, I negotiated a vacation in like San Diego or some shit. Like our tax dollars got to go against vacation. I don't know how that works.
Well, listen, I got to bring up, Tom. Wasn't it A-Light that got the government paid $52,000 for him to get teeth?
Yeah.
Veneers? Yeah. Well, Sammy got plastic surgery. What else?
Yeah.
A lot of guys got a lot of good things. Fucking Ron Previty was making like fucking $11,000 a month, wasn't he, or something like that?
What's called Scars was making $5K, and like the best part is, I guess, because the feds, they negotiate like tax free. They would deliver greenbacks to Scars, like $5K a month, greenbacks.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what Henry. He used to want to be a pain in the ass, Henry Hill, and the marshal that would have to deliver him the money, he didn't like it. And the marshal already had to drive across like 2 states just to bring him his money. So just to be a prick, because he knew the guy just wanted to get home, he would make the guy recount the money over and over. He'd tell the marshal, no, I think you counted it wrong. Count it again. And he'd make him count out the cash. And you could picture Henry doing that because he is a world-class ball breaker. He was.
I heard he was like really, really low level. Like he was not only associate, but he was a low-level associate and didn't have as much access to Vario than they claim. And he wasn't a stronger witness. And they kind of like, I heard there was a lot of fallacies to like, and we read the book Wise Guy, even versus Goodfellas. There's a big difference there, but I heard he was a super low level guy.
Well, yeah, he definitely took some artistic license with the.
I don't believe everything he says.
Yeah, he boosted himself to be more than he was. He was around those guys, but I don't think he was. He was obviously somebody of consequence because he had enough information.
I
don't think the way he makes himself out to be in the movie. I don't think.
Well, there was a book. Did you read The Heist? It was Anthony DiStefano. It's called The Heist, and it kind of had highlighted a lot about Vinny Asaro and the Bananos were a lot more involved with the heist, and for some reason they're not mentioned in Goodfellas. And it was documented later. He got off, but it was kind of documented through multiple snitches that Vinny Asaro got $800K of the purse and somehow got off and got away from it.
Yeah, I always wondered why he wasn't mentioned as much.
Yeah.
When that story is told, you don't hear about him. But
Yep. Yep.
um,
The only thing is I don't like the book because I know people that know him, and a lot of people knew him, and they kind of like make him like a broken down guy in the book. It seemed like the guy had a hard on for him, but I don't know. I never met him, but yeah, it was a pretty good book. It's called The Heist by Anthony Stefano. I think the same guy who wrote the Messino book, I think, but a really good book.
yeah, I want to go back to something. I got to ask you, Tom.
Shoot.
You mentioned tickling the wire.
Yeah.
My thing was that, and I honestly believe this
Yeah.
to some extent, that they were using Panisi on your show from time to time to do that.
Well, I can say this. I can say that conclusively that we would we didn't have like I tried to do an arc in the beginning. I really wanted to like highlight his life and highlight his stuff, but we would like jump on a podcast and be like, what are we doing today? And we really didn't plan it out. And then I didn't get a sense that like candidly, like it wasn't like we were talking like something in the ear or we'd be on the phone. So I firsthand knowledge, like we would do a podcast, let's say tonight. We would agree what we're doing that night. Hey, you have a story, you have whatever, and it would be variable. So if that was the case, which I highly doubt it's not, you fooled me. There's so much more out there that they give us almost like credit for that it's underwhelmingly boring. We just will jump on and be like, hey, what are we doing tonight? And then we would just do it.
Well, I think it's because Panisi is technically an active informant, isn't he?
I don't know. I know I can speak to the 3 cases in terms of being active. I didn't know, and I didn't want to know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say anything. That's the other thing too. Everybody it's funny because and again, thanks to you and other shows, gained a lot of great and I see some people here too, a lot of great new people. And I think they came over because they had kind of a moral composition against, following somebody who's an informant. So obviously I wasn't in the life. So thanks to you and others, I gained a lot of, followers, right? That'd be shitty if I start ratting. You know what I mean? So I don't, so even if I do know something, I'll respectfully decline, But
No, I understand.
Yeah.
I just asked only because I had said a couple of times on my show that I thought they might be using him to tickle the wire. So I was just being honest with you.
Yeah.
But no, I understand what you're saying.
The tricky thing about the show was, to be honest, he was too new almost, right? So like some of the people are out there, and like I live in New Jersey, so like I would be like, okay, like I wouldn't I was with the San Gennaro, I wasn't worried about that. I went to the feast in Boston, I wasn't worried about that. But I wouldn't go to the 18th Avenue feast, like if we were still on the show. I just you never know. There's still be somebody bopping around or somebody's nephew or somebody's cousin. You don't need that smoke. Now I love it. Now free and got a whole bunch. It's funny. I get people from the life reach out that more former, not active, obviously, but more former that like want to give me information use on the show, or people that never would come on the show but are somewhat comfortable because they see my interviewing style. So I had a Frank, I always screw up his name, Fiorellino on, and he was a Bonanno associate. He only did one other interview ever. He did a part 1 series. He's now going to do a second one. And I have a few other good ones lined up as well.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So as far as interviewing informants and stuff, are you going to be?
What I want to do is I'll do an informant if it's like relevant to and it will contribute. Like for example, like I would, Jimmy Clange were to come on, I wouldn't turn it down. I was looking at like Andrew DiDonato, seems pretty interesting because he's close with the Carrazzos. Like if there's like a relevant piece to it, I would like to have somebody on. But more if you saw like even like Lee Cole's interview, I more want to get into their backstory, what they did, why they did it. I don't want, and if you even see the old interviews, I know they're off. But like I would I would get nervous or get uncomfortable. I don't want like an informant to come on and be like, oh, I did this guy, I did that guy, I did that guy. I just want to hear about the life, why they did it, and their progress. So I probably will do, because I want to be honest with everybody, I probably will do some people that are formerly in the life, but it'll be a much different context than before. And frankly, I think it'll be more interesting.
It's understandable.
Cousins today, show me it's a problem. The other way. Cousins was a place in Freehold, correct? I'm like 90% sure. If it's Cousins, right? It's interesting. The guy's from Brooklyn, but he's a Cavalcante guy. Of course, I heard two dramatic stories. One story was Alec got there and had a beef and kind of got chased out. Another one, when I asked Johnny Alec about it directly, he was off paper, went back, addressed the guy, and the guy back down. That's a problem. You get two like bipolar stories, you know. But if it's the same Cousins that I think of, it's it's weird. The guy's like from Brooklyn, I think, but it's the Cavalcante guy that owns it.
Okay.
Yeah. And I haven't talked to Johnny Alec in a while. Like that's the other part too. Like although I was friendly with him, right? And I spent time with him.
Congratulations.
Well, no, I was never like super close. You listen, the truth is this, right? I'm very transparent. I've been podcasting since like 16, 17, right? And I always loved the mob genre. So I did an interview with him back in 15. I didn't do it. I produced it. I wasn't even on air because I was a little nervous myself. So I produced it. It did really well, right? So over the time, if something came up, he would be like my mob guy to go to. So we had a little bit of a kinship where whenever something came up, I would have him on. And if we did it in person, hey, let's grab a drink or grab a beer. Just spend a little time with him. Never like super best friends with the guy, but never like had anything negative to say. But one thing I try to do is be fair balance, right? I had like, I sent it to somebody today, I won't say who, but like somebody who's getting on me about A-Light even now, but I did like, you heard a strip club story, right? How we got jumped at a strip club?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Sugar daddies.
Yeah. So I heard about it, so I wanted the scoop. So I was the first interview after literally the next day. He still was probably drying off from jumping in the water. And we had a great interview. But according to Chris Casperosa, there were some inaccuracies. So I had Chris Casperosa on the next day. So I'm not afraid to have one person on if they're saying A. If somebody comes on and they're valid and say B, I'm all for it. That's what I think got lost in the mix. People thought I was like a certain lane guy. I really would like to get the best story out there about the life, not just somebody's one-sided version. You know?
Yeah, I understand. I don't know. My feelings on A-Light in general. So
yeah, the interview wasn't corny. Funny story. I was meeting them there, and it was like secluded in the back. He takes a pictures of the woods. He goes, "What are you trying to whack me?" But like again, listen. It's all public information. I probably did 4 or 5 interviews with him. I had counterpoints on. I will tell you this much: if somebody comes on and they want to counterpoint him and they're legitimate, I'll be happy to have them on. I'm not. People have me like kind of. I'm a podcaster. I just want to put out some really great content that's relevant. But the truth be told, and this is a good thing, MobTube, if you will, progressed over time, right? Yeah. So if he said a lot of stuff that wasn't true, I didn't know it at the time. God bless. If it's not true, hey, let's get it out there and let's let the truth prevail, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
You just don't
No. I understand what you're saying. And it did, as far as it progressing, yeah, there's a lot of us, that came out and started kind of proving some of this stuff wrong. So I know that some of it you might have found out later on.
And true, MobTube kind of like changed too, right? You have to remember, I'm not a gotcha journalist. It's just not my jam. I'm more the guy like, Chris is going to be on soon. Gunsmoke, I'd love to have you on too. Eventually,
thank you, brother.
Get you in the mix.
Yeah, thank you.
Even though you made fun of me.
Oh God, a little bit.
No, so so I want to find out what's Chris's arc, right? Like, where'd he grow up? What happened? Maybe got in a little trouble. But then you want to talk as much about his recovery and what he's doing now and that kind of stuff, because you want people to relate to your guests. And I want to get as much information. And people say when I say this, but unpack their stories. That's what I'm great at, right? And I just happen to love the mob stuff. The reason why I did more with him was he was the only guy around, right? So as MobTube evolved, you found people that found inaccuracies. Then on top of that, people going to call you out on your bullshit, which I respect,
Yeah. Yeah, no, I understand. I'm looking at this I don't know about. U.S. Army Combat Medic said, Mobland, it is reported that Tommy DeSimone, when drunk, would sometimes brag about the Lufthansa heist. Also, he whacked the man, so Tommy had to go. I never heard about him bragging about it when he would get drunk. But,
I did hear, though, he was related to like a boss out in LA or something.
Yeah.
And he was
California
about that a little bit. And rumor had it, and somebody was talking about it, that he was killed because of a woman, and it had to do. Everybody throws Gotti's name into it. I don't think it got anything to do with it, but that crew had to do with something with a woman versus the Billy Bats thing.
Oh, I think wasn't it like he hit somebody's girlfriend or sister, and then the brother or the boyfriend came to Tommy's house and punched him in the face? And then
Something
they
like
got into
that.
a fight?
No, it was
There's a lot more to it.
yeah, it was Foxy Giroth, and
Yes.
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
he was looking for Tommy. Tommy went to his house because he heard he was looking for him, his apartment,
Okay.
and Foxy opened the door and punched Tommy in the face. Tommy hit the floor, pulled out his guns, and killed Foxy. And Foxy was one of John Gotti's guys.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
there was a lot to it. I think Tommy DeSimone didn't get killed for one single
Correct,
reason.
correct.
Yeah.
There's several reasons. Yeah,
They also the whole making him thing may not have been true either.
No.
Yeah. I believe that might have been
Yeah.
Made up.
Yeah,
Nobody
that
knows what
would've
happened to
been
the guy, really. I heard a story what happened to him. Somebody said it, but I forgot. Like they chopped him up in an apartment somewhere.
Well, I mean, you guys know, you guys follow this stuff. I would say probably up until even like 2000, like even that, like you don't like everybody gets on like certain people. For you to get made is generally a very long process.
Yeah.
So if you're like a wild card, you're not getting in, and he's always been a wild card. So I don't think he was, especially back then when it was super tight. The books were either closed or whatever it was, you know. Thanks, man.
Yeah, Mario, $5. Thank you. He says, I always enjoy the content. Class acts, all three of you gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you think I don't like talking about anyone active or anything like
Yeah.
that, so I'm not trying to get into that. But
Yeah.
would you say in the last 20 years, people, I don't know how to say, if I want to say people are getting made easier than they would have back in the day, or if maybe some of the people who got made in the last 20 years wouldn't have been made 30, 40 years ago?
My understanding, the short answer is yes, and I think there's three reasons. Number one, lack of recruits. Now, this is my understanding, and as you know, I've talked to a lot of different guys. Is I'm making this up. It's almost like a corporation. If Lucchese's have 115, they have 115. I still think they need to go to commission to get more. So they'll only make, let's say, 2 or 4 guys a year, and then next to their name, when it's typed out and passed out, the name of the person they're replacing goes around. So it's almost like headcount at a job. So when you got your job recently, they open up the headcount, but with the mob, it stays static. So number one is, I believe that there was just like lack of strong recruits. So they needed to fill those ranks when they did recruit. The second is, and again, this was on the old podcast, is they were looking more for money guys. So if you were like an Italian guy and you were an earner, they had enough knuckle draggers. So you know what? Let's make them quicker because they're money guys to lock them in. And I think the third reason is just survival. Like it's just they had to keep the ranks full. And again, with probably recruits that weren't as strong. So I think it's easier. Georgie Neck, I don't know, comment on him. I think it's easier, but it's still not easy though. Like it's still not easy.
Well, they lost recruits because there's no more Italian neighborhoods hardly anymore.
Correct.
I mean, they're all gone for the most part. And
Well,
the kids
New York, you would have Beth Ave, 20th Ave.
But those aren't even really Italian anymore, are they?
No, not anymore. No, you
Yeah.
had Springville, you had Tanglewood, Jersey, you had Newark. So they don't really recruit. So where are you going to recruit from? Guys that are like kind of hanging out.
Basically sons or your sons.
Correct.
Your
correct,
nephews, you know?
Correct.
Yeah, that's what I talked about the other night with the farm teams and stuff. They're not
Gotta catch
around
up
like
on
they
that.
used to be.
Yeah. You gotta
Yeah,
catch up
so
on
they
that.
can't, they don't have the pickings, I guess.
A
you
lot
could
of kids
say,
don't
that
even
they-
hang out outside no more, though. Nobody's outside anymore like they used to be back in the day.
When's the last time you saw 4 12-year-olds on bikes driving around
Exactly.
or walking around?
I used to ride my bike everywhere. You don't see
Yeah.
that no more.
But that's why, like, and I get shit for this when I say this, is I think it should just migrate over to like a Freemasonry and go like 80% legit or 85% legit. You still have that like that backdrop of knowing they can kill you. So
Yeah.
the fear, like there was a jail, right? I think it was during like about 100 years ago, and I think it was in 40 Laws of Power, and there was a jail and there was a shortage on COs. So what they did was they created one-way windows throughout the whole yard. and they made it look like there was a lot of guys behind it. And meanwhile, it was like us three.
Yeah.
So the illusion of power is greater than the power itself. So I think, like, and again, listen, and we're all old enough that, like, and we all been around enough that if somebody is like a wise guy, they can still fuck you up. You know what I mean? Like you're still somewhat scared, right? Because they can like once you rat on them, there's two other guys showing up, so they can live off that legacy. And I would turn it to like a Freemasonry, in my opinion.
I can see you as a Freemason somehow.
I'm fascinated with that stuff, but like, I don't, I'm too like a bunch of a why. Like I never worked well within like systems. You know what I mean? If I was like a Freemason, I would like wear my kilt outside on accident, get in trouble, or like wear like the bull's head or some shit.
Yeah,
I hear that. Me too. I don't think I'd ever do well as part of any organization, honestly. I have to I don't know, man. Listen, it always kind of I understand the allure of, wanting to be made and stuff because there's obviously, there's status and stuff.
Yeah.
You're treated differently. There's a certain, there's some protection that goes along with it, stuff like that. But I'm the kind of dude that if I'm committing crimes on the streets, I want to keep all my money. Like, you know what I mean? It seems like these guys become made, and all of a sudden, they got a captain, they got to kick up. They got, there's rules that are in place that are not necessarily in place when you're an associate.
Yep. And they don't pay you, you pay them, motherfucker.
But that's what so really quick, that's really important. I'll tell you why. So when I talked earlier about getting paid while you're in jail, right? But also I don't get why they don't have like one big law firm is like the Gambino law firm. So you're assigned to that firm. So if you flip, they'll know right away because they defend them. And that kick that gets put up, that should go towards your lawyer bills. So my opinion, if I'm kicking up, it's like a fucking Social Security. I should have my fucking lawyer paid for.
Yeah.
My kid's got to eat. But I would do it strategically. So the lawyer, like all of a sudden, if Gunsmoke
that's too organized,
and he gets sent home, Tommy's snitching. So I still don't get why they don't give him that law. Like you hear a lot of times they'll take a collection for fucking Chris's defense. That just should be paid for. I think they're like they step over dollars for nickels sometimes too.
Yeah. A lot of people are fighting for the same dollar.
And then one other thing, I got to jump because got to bring my fiance the food. Is and thank you for having me on. Is the Camorra actually and Dragada? There's positions where you're salaried and you get paid, so you always want higher positions because it means more money for you, and it's downward up versus it comes top down versus bottom up. And I'll tell you why. Like business wise, the mob's flawed because Gunsmoke gets made, right, and he's got to earn money to kick it up to his Captain Chris. We don't know if you're a good business guy. We don't know what you're doing. We don't know how you're doing it. There might not be a strategy to it. I think the administration should come with a strategy. I don't like drugs. I have a personal issue with drugs. But if they're getting into the drug business and employ all the troops, the money should come top down. Those millions should come top down. But it's the opposite. So now you have 115 guys doing stuff, and it's tactical. It's not strategic. And I think that's another flaw that the American Cosa Nostra is seeing.
That's too organized for organized crime.
But that's what makes it strong, the organization. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So,
well, thanks for coming on. I know you got to go. I appreciate it.
I'll see you on Monday.
Yeah, definitely. This was a good conversation. I appreciate you joining.
As always, guys. Pleasure, guys. Be well, Gunsmoke. It was good talking to you, bro. But have a good night.
Talk to you soon. All right.
That was cool.
That was good shit.
Yeah,
I love talking about the mob, bro.
Yeah.
I could do this shit all day.
Yeah, me too, man. It's like a dream,
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? That we could come on here and do this shit.
Yeah, just hang out, talk, and people watching. People are interested too.
Yeah, I think people like it. I mean, it's good to have these conversations because these are things we all wonder. You know what I mean? Like we all have questions about certain things. And then you hear, some of the guys that were made and stuff, they tell their stories. And even that'll make you wonder, like, okay, so there was the good parts, but there's a lot of bad shit that comes with it once you get that button.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, man.
It could be a
Let's read
nightmare.
some.
Or it could be really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
All right.
read the
Have a good
comments.
night, Code of the Streets. Thanks for being here. Let's see. What's up, Ali? How you doing, buddy?
Gunsmoke is in Disneyland.
Guess we know what FBS is doing Monday. Yeah, now that Armchair MBA said it, I'm just weird like that, guys. I don't like to announce
Oh,
other
that was
people's business.
I caught that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll be on Armchair MBA next Monday. No, Code of the Streets, no, but I spoke to attorneys and I'm safe, man. There's so much video documentation and all kinds of documentation of me using that word first and
I don't know. I'd like to have protection 100%. I wouldn't put it in the hands of the judge.
yeah, but bro, even the attorneys said it's just not worth it yet financially.
Okay.
It's just not worth it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and besides, it wouldn't matter. Anybody could fight me on it. And there's just too much documentation.
Yeah.
So it's all good. Otherwise, trust me, I would have jumped on it. I looked into it right away. I'll read some comments and then we can roll.
All right.
Mob Land, have a good night.
Hi,
Thank you,
Carol.
Carlos Munoz.
Carol's my mama.
John DeLuca, how are you, my friend?
Oh, John DeLuca, how are you, buddy?
Yeah.
Good guy.
Carol, thank you so much. Spider, that cast is bigger than your fucking head.
What you got me on a pay no mind list here, kid? No, I asked for a fucking drink.
Oh, Carmine, I know.
Dance the drinks over here, you motherfucker, Donatella. Do a little Donatella, you prick.
Yeah, I'll hit you up, Code of the Streets.
Yeah, I spoke to him today. Good guy, man. Real cool dude.
Yeah, he is a good dude, man. Lefty Guns, good night. Mobland, yes, you're welcome. I'm glad. Thank you for being here, actually, and I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please hit the like button.
Yes,
subscribe,
please.
share my videos.
I had a good time tonight on the show. It's a good show.
What you saying? You don't have a good time every
I
don't know. Nah, it's all good. But yeah, man. Like, subscribe, share my videos, please, and please hit the notification bell, everybody. I know you guys don't all have it on, so please do that for me. Thank you, BK Shallon Finest. I think so too. This was terrific.
Yeah.
Let's see. What did I just see? Hold on. Oh, okay. That's Brooklyn Bounce. Good night, Carol.
Good night,
Carol. Good night, Carlos. Good night, Brooklyn JD. All right. Let me just make sure there's nothing else I want to get to.
Feels like a Tuesday. It's only fucking Monday.
There you go, Gunsmoke. This is for you.
Where? Let me see. Oh, I'm reading the wrong shit.
Shinebox wants to know, can we organize a pay-per-view fight with Gunsmoke versus Tony Pizza in a virtual ring? No words barred.
Why do you want to see that? the guy.
No, it'll be virtual. Yeah, it'll just be a war of words.
I'll verse him on Call of Duty or something. I don't know.
There you go. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. I love this. Mario M said lots of substance to the show tonight. Good things to come. I agree. And, I want as many of my shows as possible to be as mob related as possible. Because that's what I really enjoy talking about. And that's what I know you guys like. So FBS, every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in. Paul Argula says, FBS serious question. What do you think of the "you deal drugs, you die"? Carlo Gambino said.
You deal, you die.
What do I think of it as a policy, or
I
don't know exactly what you mean,
but they didn't stick to the rules. Great policy, but you couldn't abide by it.
Yeah, the reasoning behind the policy was spot on. Basically, it was that the long sentences that come with drug charges, drug cases in general, are too much of a
liability.
Yeah, exactly. There's too much incentive to rat when you know you're facing, football numbers like that. When you're facing decades, and those kind of sentences come with drug crimes more so than anything else, unfortunately. So the bosses knew that if you're facing that kind of time, you're more likely to flip and become a rat. So,
But their problem was they still turned their head though when the money came. When the money
that's
was
the
coming in,
thing.
they still turned a blind eye. They knew what the
Yeah,
fuck they were up to.
they never stuck to the policy purely because of greed. When
Exactly.
that kind of money is being passed up the ladder to bosses and shit, they tend to look the other way, and they never stuck to "you deal, you
And
die."
then the guys love to say, "Oh, well, we broke every fucking rule in the fucking book. What does it matter? We break more rules in the Catholic Church." They love to say that shit as an
Yeah,
excuse.
yeah. I mean, if
But
if they would have stuck to that rule, who
yeah,
knows how strong the mob would still
or a
be
lot of the
today?
rules. There was one rule though, I don't think they should have abided by. I could see why they said it. Like when Luciano first created the mafia, the modern mob, he said you don't kill cops. I think he should have put a little fear in their heart and like killed a few judges or whatever, just make a point. But then he's right. There would have been a fucking army down on them. But me in my situation, I would have fucking been a little more ruthless to put some fear into the law enforcement. You might have never had the RICO Act. Because look at Italy, for decades and decades, they had those mafia guys running everything. I mean, I don't know. That's just me, but I think it's a good move. They didn't kill cops and all that. That's good. Very good. Smart move.
Yeah, yeah. And as far as the "you deal, you die" policy, I think it was a good idea, and they should have enforced it uh, a little
More.
harder. They should
Yeah.
more seriously. They should have kept it in place and not made any exceptions for anyone. But like I said, the mob is all about making money, and it's all about passing money up the ladder. So they weren't going to turn down that kind of
Yeah.
money. The kind of money that comes with heroin and cocaine and shit like
They
that.
don't even ask where the money comes from. They just take the envelope. They don't even ask where'd you get it? How'd you get it?
Exactly.
What are you up to?
Yeah, just on the street level. Good night, Tom Lochner. The amount of money that's involved in the drug business, it's astronomical numbers.
It's too
So on
tempting.
their level, when they're dealing those amounts, I mean, it's too much for the bosses to turn down.
Yeah.
Tim Egan's right; it was selectively enforced. Absolutely. Um. Oh yeah, I remember Tony Ducks.
Selectively
Well, I don't
enforced.
remember, from when it happened, but I mean, I've read and I know how serious that was when that happened. You can't. It's like I said when I was going to start doing the videos on mobsters who've killed law enforcement. That rule about killing cops is not there for any moral reason. It's there because of what Tony Ducks just said. The mob was supposed to be in the shadows when they established that rule. They
Yes.
were supposed to
Yeah.
be a secret organization that was all about making money. And when you kill a cop, you bring on so much unwanted attention from the public and especially law
Yeah.
enforcement. Your guys on the street can't make money. There was a guy in an interview, some dude, he was shadowed out. I know you've seen it. He said, like if we had to rob a bank, we couldn't have guns on us, nothing, because the cops they'd be on you. They'd be stopping all the associates, all the maid guys. They'd be searching cars. They'd be rousting
Yeah.
people left and right. And it gets in the way of what's most important, making money. So
It's true.
all those rules were established for good reason. It's just a matter of what they stuck to and what they didn't.
Yep.
So, all right, guys. Thank you very much. Thanks for being here. I'll say it again. Please like this video, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell. Thank you, Gunsmoke.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, absolutely. I want to thank Black Handprint Mafia again for that awesome super chat. And I will see you guys tomorrow.
You taking
I'm
the
not
day off?
sure when, but sometime tomorrow.
Oh,
Well, me
okay.
and Shanna got plans for the evening. So
Oh,
earlier in maybe after I get off work, sometime between then and when we have to do what we have to do.
okay.
So I'll see you guys tomorrow, most likely. I love you all. Have a good night. Salute.
Salute, guys.